It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
STSPN's presentation of Westco Conference Sports presented by Speedway Chevrolet in Monroe. Make sure you visit speedwaychevrolet.com. Proud sponsors of live varsity sports dating back to 2015. Thank you for your help. Fred's Rivertown Ale House and Restaurant and Bar, McDaniel's Do-It Center, cornerstones of STSPN, proud sponsors since we started back in 2010. G&S Heating, Cooling, and Electrical serving Snohomish County. And always Adrenaline Fundraising, sponsor since 2016, and Gene Johnson Plumbing, serving Snohomish and King County. Thank you for your sponsorship of high school football tonight at Veterans Memorial here in Snohomish, Washington. It is the Meadowdale Mavericks clashing with the Snohomish Panthers. A senior night affair for Snohomish. Top-tier playoff positioning, and the 3A South title is on the line. Hi, everybody. Keith Nealy alongside Todd Elvig up here in the booth, and we have got a game with the Mavericks 5-2, tied for the best record in the 3A South division, but 4-1, tying the 4-1 in league of the Snohomish Panthers. And this game means a mighty chance at a title for the Snohomish Panthers should they win this ball game. We'll get to how all that positioning comes down here in a moment. You see in front of you the captains of both teams on this Friday night joining at midfield, awaiting the coin toss. And already in progress, we might as well get started here on how things will shake out. In progress, Edmonds Woodway. The other team in the 3A South Division is facing the Everett Seagulls in the early game at Edmonds Woodway High School, and already 28-0 Edmonds Woodway on top of that one. That would mean if Meadowdale should win, they would tie Edmonds Woodway for the 3A title, but because Edmonds Woodway has already beaten Meadowdale in league play earlier in the season, Edmonds Woodway would have the go-ahead to play Marysville Pilchuck High School in the crossover game and for the 3A Westco Championship. However, the Panthers have the ability to take matters into their own hands, and with a win tonight, they take that honor, and they would play Marysville Pilchuck rather in the title game in a few weeks. So it's a big one. On the stage tonight, a couple of top-tier teams. We're going to take a break for a moment as the Snohomish High School Band plays the national anthem.
The Cover Guard is commanded by Cadet Master Sergeant Andrew Scaringi, Cadet Gunnery Sergeant Hunter Pyatt, Cadet Staff Sergeant Daniel Pike, and Cadet Corporal Nathan Brunton. States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's time for play.
And after that, we're ready to play some football here again. The Meadowdale Mavericks coming in on an early bus to Veterans Memorial. They were in about 20 minutes earlier than normal in preparation for this ball game tonight in Snohomish. And a couple of teams that are run first, pass second. They like to set the run first on the table and allow that to set up the pass over the top. The Meadowdale Mavericks have had a lot of big plays under their belt, and in talking to the Snohomish Panthers coaching staff before the ball game, that is one thing that they are looking to eliminate, is to keep those Meadowdale big plays in front of them and try to keep the high-scoring game to a low burn, if you will, in this contest tonight. Again, the game is meaningful for the Snohomish Panthers. They can take the outright 3A South title with the win at home on senior night. Not a whole lot of seniors in the starting lineup. Very young team are the Black Cats out of Snohomish. And coaching staff looking to build on what has already been a very good year last year, getting all the way deep into the playoffs before they ran into Bellevue, and that's a stalwart program right there. That's a tough one to match up against two games in to the playoffs in order to try to make your run at a state title. But nonetheless, a very good job by Joey Hammer, Snohomish graduate back in '98, has his second year with under the helm here. 8-3 last year. We mentioned the run deep. They were undefeated in league play and ran deep into the playoffs before running in to Bellevue. They beat Meadowdale last year 44-38 at Meadowdale. A high-scoring affair. This one should be as equally exciting. We'll see how things go. Meadowdale will take the opening kickoff.
Yeah, welcome to 3A.
And here we go. A little squib kick down the middle is bobbled and finally picked up, and wisely falling on it. Meadowdale not trying to make a mistake early on. The last thing you want to do is give up an easy field position. As Hussein Al-Mayahi, we call him Ali. I'm told that's what we need to call him from the Meadowdale Mavericks, dives on the football, and that will set up a 1st and 10 for James Harmon's crew, a New Mexico native in his first year with the Meadowdale Mavericks. 3 and 6 last year, have already matched that to this year with a pretty good outing so far. Again, 5 and 2 in overall, 4 and 1 on the season. There's Ali with the run over the right-hand side, a pickup of 2 yards. As Meadowdale will start now 2nd and 8 on the 28. Joey Hammer's defense, a very athletic defense, not necessarily a lot of size, but overall very athletic, flying around to the football, and had no problem picking up the ball carrier there. That only given 1 yard on the spot. There's the hand up straight away over the A-gap, and nothing doing as a group of red jerseys swarm the ball carrier.
I think Meadowdale's going to find it harder to run the ball than they think, because Snohomish is traditionally a run team.
And that you bring up a good point, Todd, that Meadowdale, we've seen all those high-flying passing games, passing attacks out of Meadowdale football over the last 5 years or so. Everything is through the air, is almost the opposite of what we're seeing this year from the Mavericks, where everything before was a pass first, run second style of offense.
Oh, look at that. Did you see that line shift?
And they do shift, but it doesn't fool anybody. And a tackle for loss in the backfield. And you can credit big number 50, Meyer Bracken, the junior defensive lineman, 6'2", 199 pounds, with the big stop. And that will bring up 4th down for the Mavericks on their first attempt.
Yeah, that shift, they forgot to cover the gap. Whatever
forgot
was
to
going
cover
on there,
something.
he ran right through there.
So the shift shifting from right to left and coming in from the opening there on the right-hand side. Bracken had no problem. And on 4th down, it looks like Mavericks will go for it here on 4th down. Across the middle, a catch, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Samuel Leiber. And the junior goes in and out of his hands.
And
that would have been a first down.
That's going to cost him.
So a good play call, got the right opening. Man was wide open with 5 yards easy around him and plenty of room to run had he been able to hold on. But now, fantastic field position for the Panthers as they will set up 1st and 10 deep inside Meadowdale territory on their Meadowdale 25-yard line. First down. 9:46 to play first quarter. We're just underway here on STSPN. We're glad you're aboard. And the solo setback is Tyler Larson in the backfield for Snohomish. And the swing out pass now goes to the left-hand side, a little juke. And the ball was caught by Joshua Vandergren, the sophomore, 5'9", $161. A diminutive fellow for a wide receiver on a 3A football team, but boy, does he's got the grasp and he's got the juke. And he picks up 4 yards on the swing out bubble pass, the bubble screen, and that sets up 2nd down. Straley will ask for the shotgun, and the handoff will go straight into the pile straight ahead. Ball carrier was Larson, one of these seniors on senior night, 5'9", 200-pounder. Last game of what you would consider the regular season or league play here in Wesco. Of course, the crossover games the next couple of weeks. Both teams trying to find Marysville-Pilchuck in the crosshairs as the Wesco's 3A title will be defined.
It speaks volumes for how Meadowdale is confident in their defense.
And a 3rd down and 3 is close to the line to gain. And I believe Vandergrind picked it up on the fly sweep. Receiver coming through from left to right. Not really a pitch, but able to come across the middle with some momentum, and he was able to outrun the defensive end for Meadowdale and get that first down, the very important first down with 8:04 to go here in the first quarter. Straley, he's got Larson to his right, and there's the man in motion, and straight ahead it's a keeper, and Straley will pick up nearly the first down, 9 yards on the keeper, and I think the Snohomish Panther offensive coordinator saw something there because that gap was a mile wide.
You got to follow the ball.
And inside the red zone, near the, still have the ability for a first down, and gobbled up close to the line to gain.
Nice second effort from Tyler Larson. That is enough for Snohomish. First down.
It'll bring up
another first down.
A first down inside the 5-yard line. First down and goal to go with the ball on the 3. And we'll see what Silas Straley has in mind. Everything now in the shotgun. The lone setback is Larson to his left. And here comes the man in motion. The handoff will go in for the score. Panthers on the board first with the touchdown. Kaiden Gaffney, the sophomore, coming across from that slot, the flanker slot side on that right corner. Drug himself across, 6'1", 170 pounds, untouched into the end zone. Panthers on the board first, and it makes you wonder about that 4th and a mile to go, 4th and 70 to go for the Mavericks.
Well, I think it speaks volumes for how the coach is confident in his defense, and I got to tell you, one thing that Joey's going to have to be concerned about here is that was a lot of plays to go, I don't know, 15 yards. What was it? He's going to have to step that up a little bit. I mean, that was a lot of plays.
Started on the 28-yard line, so 28 yards in, 7 plays for the score. The PAT is good. 6:58 to go. Panthers on top of the Mavericks. We'll take a break on STSPN. Thanks for being a part of it.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Back to receiver kid number 9, Samuel Liger, and number 35, Mason Vaughn.
Number 11. Yep, you're up.
Kaiden Gaffney with the 3-yard dash over the left-hand side to put the Panthers on top of the Mavericks early on here. Remember, the Panthers win this ball game. They are the outright 3A title holders in the South Division, and a long way to run. On the kickoff, Ollie ran about 40 yards, in this case north to south.
Well, I think they're going to have to talk to their special teams and tell them those guys need to pick somebody up. I was watching Snohomish just run free over there. Did the special teams on Meadowdale, they know they got to pick somebody up?
Meadowdale on their first possession in the open this game up. Went 4 and out, but had a chance to get the 4th down conversion. And just in and out of the hands of Samuel Liber. And now Moen will go under center here for the Mavericks. The pitch will go to the left-hand side, snuffed out by number 40 for the Snohomish Panthers. That's Braden Ulrich. And another sophomore, the linebacker, steps right into the spot on that right-hand side, unguarded, untouched into the backfield, and a loss of 5. Holy smoke. Panthers coming to play some football today. Couple of tackles for loss early on, trying to establish the run. The Meadowdale Mavericks unsuccessful so far in 4 attempts. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 15. Back to pass, stepping up into the pocket. We'll try to dodge one would-be tackler, finally brought down after a pickup of 1. And there was nowhere for Hunter Moen to go. And you talk about athleticism. We talked about it a little bit in the pregame, Todd, about how athletic, not necessarily big, but about the Panthers lighting their hair on fire and just running around the football field, and you saw an example right there.
Absolutely, and you know, they've gotten better and better as the year has gone along. They understand the whole swarm to the ball.
A big 3rd down and backed up against their own end zone. Meadowdale with a 3rd and 16. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Man in motion, play action fake, stumbled, and a throw is picked off and into the end zone. A safety. They'll call it a safety before the interception. In the grasp was Hunter Moen in the end zone, and that will put a 2 spot up for the Panthers, 9-0, and they'll get the rock back.
His knee was down.
Good call by the officials, the officiating crew here.
I think that's actually lucky.
And I'm with you, because if they do not rule that down as a safety, it's not 9-0, it's 14-0, and we have barely cracked open this first quarter of play here in Snohomish. My goodness, what a defensive stand for the Panthers. 9-0 early on. We'll take a break. STSPN.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Snohomish started the season 0-2 with losses to Marysville Pilchuck 17-14, and then the rivalry game versus GP Glacier Peak 24-3. But boy, have they come on since then.
Boy, they have too.
Winning every game but one, 4 of their last 5. Blanking Linwood last week 35-0 as the punt is taken in at midfield. And on the run, a pickup on the return of about 10 yards.
I think this game would say a lot if Snohomish wins it. I mean, the game against Edmonds Woodway, that said a lot. I'm just not sure how good the rest of the field in 3A is.
Snohomish beating Edmonds Woodway 24-14. Edmonds Woodway going through some quarterback woes, have finally figured that out and have had a charge themselves as of late, but can do nothing but watch, assuming they are well in charge and on the run and past the first down and still on the move. Nobody picking up. Quarterback's Straley looked for a moment there. He was going to pull up and throw, and he had 2 receivers wide open downfield and then decides to tuck it down. An excellent block and awareness by Joshua Vandergrind, the sophomore, to come back and help out with a block of his own. And here is Straley. Here's the handoff again to the guy who stole the touchdown. Breaks off 1 tackle, breaks off a second, still on the move, keeping his feet, and picks up another 2 yards after contact. And that's Caden Gaffney, the sophomore.
Wow.
A lot of sophomores on this team, Todd. And that bodes well for the future of this program.
Absolutely. Get the young guys involved.
There's the handoff to Larson. He'll break a tackle, getting into the linebacking core and up near the line to gain for the first down. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 1 after the run. And the big man up front making holes. And it isn't anything fancy. A couple of these are just pounded right up the middle. There's the run off to the left-hand side and a touchdown. Straley on the keeper. More punishment on the Maverick defense.
Watch
they
his
did
hesitation.
the play action fake to Larson, and then he just scoots off to the left-hand side. All eyes were on the running back.
Wow. I like that little hesitation he did, almost like a little stutter step, and he just walked in.
So Straley with the 7-yard scamper off to the left, and the PAT is good to make it 16-0. The Black Cats large and in charge here on senior night, 16-0. You're watching STSPN.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Welcome back on STSPN. Snohomish defending the home turf with a vengeance here at Memorial Stadium, Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish.
Just going to get out of control in a hurry.
Edmonds Woodway almost in the books and leading the Seagulls of Everett. Have nothing to do but watch now as the fate of the 3A South rests with the Panthers of Snohomish already up 16-0 themselves. So a 4 and out and a safety and 3 tackles for loss. Not a lot of penalties. It hasn't been poorly played football from that standpoint.
I'm going to see if I
but
can
the
get,
defense really come into play for Snohomish.
See if I can get an update on the Glacier Peak game. That's gonna be a big one there too.
First down and 10. The ball on the 26-yard line. There's the handoff and some positive yards. A gain of 2 for Ali. And right now, Meadowdale going back to the fundamentals that kept him in this. Todd mentions the Glacier Peak game against Monroe. Both teams tied for second in the 4A. That one huge. That's a senior night affair also, getting the big broadcast on Root Sports tonight. Lake Stevens awaits the championship game. That team has had a couple of really nice seasons as of late, the Vikings.
Yeah, they're just in a different league.
And another off-tackle pickup of another 3 yards will bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Mavericks with the ball on the 33-yard line. 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We're just underway. And it's been all Snohomish so far. As head coach James Hardman, fear the beard. You got to see him on the sideline. There's the long pass, and it's a high arcer. Man open downfield and just out of the sideline. That one, had it even been caught, would have been out of bounds. And a bit underthrown. The intended receiver was Colton Walsh, and he's one of their big play guys, a senior for the Mavericks. And Colton has been one of those guys that's hauled in 60, 70, and 80-yard passes. So you don't want to get him too far out in front. And yet again, another 4th down. We've seen this movie before, Todd. It didn't end well. 4th and 4.
Oh, they're going to punt it.
And it is. There is the punt. I didn't see the punter back there. And they evidently didn't like the movie, so they switched it up. And that a decent punt all the way down to the 27-yard line of the Panthers. But yet, still struggling to find a first down are the Mavericks.
Maybe this is what they need to change the side of the field.
Get a different view?
I don't think Snohomish has been on this side of the field tonight.
Nope, great field position. The worst they've had it was on the 41-yard line of Meadowdale. So yet another 4 and out for Meadowdale. The Mavericks, 4 and out, safety, and 4 and out is their first 3 possessions. There's the pitch off to the left-hand side, gets a pickup block and brought down. And that is Tyler Larson one more time, working awful hard there. Almost another first down for the Panthers. Pickup of 8, we'll call it. 2nd down and 2 coming. Very athletic defense only one or two seniors. And they've on that Panthers defense, and they have really come to play. Already blanking. There's the handoff to the left-hand side again. Larson gets by one tackler and is bulldog down just inside the 40-yard line. So field possession or position doesn't mean a whole lot when you watch Larson bounce off. Starts inside, moves to the outside, breaks that tackle, and then it takes two Meadowdale players to drag him down. A first down. Tyler Larson, he's all about this drive right now. Twins on the far side. There's the handoff coming across the middle. That's Vandergrind one more time, and he's not without a couple of yards himself. A pickup of 5. Call it 4. They're giving him a spot of 4 yards. So between the 1-2 punch, the two-headed ground game, on the fly sweep, Vandergrind able to muscle out some yardage. And here you see Larson just chewing through the defense breaks 2 tackles, call it 3, and into the, just short. Down to the 1 yard line. The eyes got big, and Larson thought he had the score and came up just short on a 32-yard scamper through the middle. And that will come back after the hold penalty. And maybe that's why he got 32 yards so easily through the middle, Todd.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, that's kind of a fluke because Larson, he can drag half the defense with him.
Well, and he did just that.
He can keep his legs moving, and it's crazy.
So after the penalty, it'll be 2nd down and 11 after we replay the down. Straley waiting the play call coming in as he trots in from his own bench. And now the red jerseys are satisfied and they'll march in. Trips right in front of us here on the left-hand side. They'll put the man in motion. There's the fake handoff. Straley will try to keep it himself, but stopped with no gain by number 72. That is Chauncey Gant, the junior for Meadowdale, not fooled by the play action that time. He stepped right up and dropped the quarterback. No gain, 3rd down and 11, and the first time that Snohomish has found themselves in this position where they're 3rd and long. And Straley goes over to the white hat, the referee, and asks some questions. And I'm not sure what the answer is, but the referee is on the microphone here, and I think we're just going to play some football. 5-4, 3-2-1. That's the end of the first quarter. That's what we're waiting for. And that might have been the discussion, is that they're not going to run a play. They're just going to let the clock wind down to 0. And that's where we are right now, 3rd and 11 when we come back, and we'll switch sides. 16-0 Snohomish over Meadowdale. You're watching Friday Night Lights on STSPN.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps. Keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Start the second quarter here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The band cooking on below us here to our right-hand side. What a great atmosphere for Friday Night Lights. As the Snohomish Panthers getting the community involved. We'll talk about that here in a moment. As 3rd down and 11, they'll hand the ball off. Now a play action. Oh no, it'll flea flicker and nowhere to run to. That snuffed out quickly. Vandergrind looked like he wanted to throw, but a great job in defense in the defensive backfield by the Mavericks gave him no options to throw the football. And that'll bring up 4th down and 17, and the Panthers now in a hole.
Yep, I thought changing the field position is...
Sometimes that just does something for you. You're not looking quite at a light, or just gives you a little bit of a mental swap. Straley has Larson behind him now. He'll step off for the Wildcat, and they'll do the punt. So kind of faked the 4th down and go for it, and then they shifted over and punted it, and it's a good option because now they'll bury the Mavericks on their own 3-yard line. Good job of punting inside the 10. Not easy to do. Corner coffin over there on the right-hand side near the pylon, and that ball just drifted off before it went into the end line. And another tough look downfield for Hunter Moen, as he's not even on the field now as they are awaiting instructions. James Harmon on the far side, along with his coaching staff, his assistants, giving them some last-second instructions.
One thing you can say is Snohomish has put them a long ways back on all the plays.
Well, and one of the things that has really was telltale for the Mavericks, as Moen really struggled to spin out of some trouble to keep from getting the second safety, is able to pick up 2 yards and get up to the 5. But against Edmonds Woodway in the loss earlier in the season, the Mavericks struggled with field position. Much of Edmonds Woodway's scoring came on the short side of the field, and the Mavericks had to go the long route, and that's a lot. It's hard to win football games when you're constantly running uphill. 2nd down and 9 after they only give him a yard gain on that. They'll make it a long yard. There's that shift. And the short porch here in front of us. There's the handoff, almost a missed handoff. And by the time the ball carrier was able to gather it up, Ollie, nope, that was number 28. That's Caleb Monias, the senior running back. No gain, but by the time Monias was able to smother the football, kind of bobbled around on the handoff there for a moment. By the time he got it, there was a whole lot of red in front of him. 3rd down and 9. Hunter Moen in the shotgun formation. Monias behind him, back into the end zone, and the fumble loose on the deck. Moen will pick it up and just scoots inside the danger area to the 1.
Wow.
And that almost was disastrous for the Mavericks. And Mavericks really having a hard time, as you saw the replay there, having a hard time keeping any kind of pocket formed for Moen. As the Mavericks now back to punt. Return man about the 35-yard line for Snohomish. And that is Vandergrind. And a short kick. Vandergrind takes it in at the 25, backs up now, backpedals to the 30 where he is stopped there.
Good pursuit.
George Andrews on the tackle for the Mavericks. But field position playing a large part of this football game right now, and the Panthers again find themselves in a great spot inside Meadowdale territory on the 29-yard line. Couple of chips and a putt, and you got yourself a touchdown at this spot. There's the handoff, left-hand side, and still on the run. Finally being drugged down. And that's Larson one more time. He is just a grinder. Boy, I like the way he runs the football.
Isn't that right? He's just a powerhouse.
And he's not one of those I have to lower my shoulder and bowl somebody over kind of guys. He's a straight-up runner, as you see here. He's not afraid of contact. But he doesn't have to stop and lower himself to pick up any yardage. There he is one more time. Spins out of danger. Finally down at the 2-yard line is Larson one more time. inside the 5 and a first down.
Monroe leads Glacier Peak 12-0 early in the first quarter.
So the Bearcats
getting it done.
Yeah, they came out like gangbusters to start the season and then had a bit of a lull. But boy, they've been playing good football lately. Here's another handoff to Larson. This time he'll get near the end line. No indication yet. They'll mark him short. Second down just inside the end zone. Second down in inches.
Boy, from this angle, it looked like he was in.
From all the running that Larson has done, he has not accounted for any points of the 16 so far. I bet that changes.
Oh, yeah.
Straley, handoff to guess who? Touchdown, Panthers. And you got to reward the guy that got you there. Larson on the 1-yard scamper off the left-hand tackle, punches it into the end zone, and he earned it, every bit of it. A reward for the senior on senior night.
I'm sure he told the coach too, he's like, listen, if I get it down there.
PAT is good. And at the 7:38 mark in the second quarter, Snohomish leads Meadowdale 23-0. And we'll come back with the fourth possession for the Mavericks after this.
Fred's Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
Gaffney, Straley, Larson all on the board with a touchdown for Snohomish. Sprinkle in a safety in there and you've got yourself a 23-0 lead midway through this second quarter. And right now the Mavericks trying to get anything done they possibly can on offense, and I think it has to start with that front line. There's the pickup.
Squib kick has been just really awesome for the Snohomish Panthers tonight.
Mason Vaughn, one of the captains, senior captains for the Mavericks, was able to pick that squib kick up. Fooled everybody for a moment, was able to reverse, as you see right there, had one blocker in front of him and made a little something out of nothing, and gets up to the 28-yard line where the Mavericks will start 1st and 10, and they really need to get some grease onto this offense. Capable of running the football. They've gotten some good runs, but the very pursue-heavy, very aggressive Snohomish defense has been in the backfield almost as soon as the ball gets into the hands of the running back. Hunter Mullen will now go under center. He's got two in the backfield. There's the handoff over to the left-hand side. A pickup of about 4 for Caleb Monias, the senior. And a pickup of 4. So you can get 4 on a pop. You're going to have a lot of good success and be able to manage this clock. But right now you're looking at a 23-0 deficit. You're not going to be able to rely on the run game the entire night. You're just not going to have enough time left, even this early in the ball game. There's the play action, back to pass. The fire over the middle is caught for the first down. The first down for the Mavericks in this ball game, all the way up to the 45-yard line on the catch by Colton Walsh. Walsh, a tall guy, was able to get that button hook turnaround and get up above the defender and bring it in. And that has to feel good. for James Harmon and his crew over there to finally get that monkey off their back and get the first down. Here's another handoff, this time over the left-hand side and into a pile. 3 Mavericks right there, or excuse me, 3 Panthers right there to drop the ball carrier. Monias one more time as the rain starts to fall here at Veterans Memorial. Dry and calm, the wind is picked up. It's coming in from the north now across the field, pretty much straight in front of us. And the rain has started to fall. First down. Second down, rather. 2nd and 7 to go. And there's the pitch on the option, and it started really early, and that'll be a loss of 2. 3 Mavericks there. Excuse me, Panthers there, including Jordan Purser. Will Dodd also in there on the stop for the Panthers. Brings up 3rd down after the loss. From 2nd and 7 to 3rd and 9. And this is where the Mavericks has stalled on these 3rd and longs where they try to run the football or the pocket does not develop. Back to pass, now has to scoot out of the pocket, long ball, and a man open deep and overthrows the intended receiver. Mason Vaughn had 2 steps on the defender about the 20-yard line, but Mullen just overthrows him. Just right there you see the pursuit. He catches that and hauls that one in. It's a score. 4th down. And the Mavericks are going to go for it on their own 46-yard line. Solo setback. And now there's 2 as they move Ali into the backfield for a moment. And now the wildcat it, but kicked. The punt kicked right into the backside of Hunter Mullen. And instead of a punt, it's a loss of 4 yards and nothing going right for the Mavericks right now. An intended punt. So 1 good pass and a first down to Colton Walsh is all that the Mavericks were able to muster. And now along the left side on the sweep, the Panthers still pushing that run game right down the throat of Meadowdale. Ball carrier Caden Keithley, the junior. 6 foot, $177. He'll pick up the first down and move the sticks with the ball on the 25-yard line. And the Mavericks just getting beaten down. And that defense has been on the field a lot. There's the pass over the middle, caught, and another first down. Jacob Brandvold, the senior, 6'3", $174, right over the middle, and a pinpoint laser beam pass. Picks up the first down, and it is goal to go one more time for Snohomish as the rain continues to come down.
Sorry about running out on you there, but we're doing double duty tonight. We're taking pictures for the Tribune.
Yeah, everybody picking up the workload here on the big broadcast.
Well, it's starting to rain, and so she did the correct thing. She came up here and said, hey, we got to put the raincoat on the camera.
Yeah, got a good idea. Got to protect the gear.
That is it. Protect the gear.
2nd down and 5 after the run on the left. Clock continues to tick down to 3:45. The wind really picking up now. When the national anthem was being played, barely a whimper out of the flag on the east side of the field. There's the play action, the pass over the middle. Incomplete. Same play that was run earlier. Brandvold, the intended receiver, but that time just over the top. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5 as the Panthers exchange personnel.
I think you can bring this whole game down to one play, and that was the dropped. Them going for it on that fourth down.
Yeah, and in the way, as much daylight as there was there for Lieber for the Mavericks, as they run into the end zone, another touchdown. That is Vandergrind, so they're getting everybody involved. Panthers, 1, 2, 3, 4 different scores.
Get hot at the end of the season. I got to tell you what, that's where you want your momentum.
And look at that block up front. Was that a block or just a bully into the end zone by Vandergrind? You saw the replay there, sending a Maverick flying.
Yeah, he just gave him a little what for there right at the end.
A little forearm shiver, and the PAT is good. As Snohomish is got all the cylinders cooking tonight, 30-0. We'll take a break on STSPN.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
The Panthers came into this ball game with an axe to grind and a title on the line, and you can tell by looking right there at that score, 30-0 over the Meadowdale Mavericks. Last year's game came down to the bitter end. Not so close tonight.
I think that's what's going on at Monroe, too, because last year Glacier Peak slapped Monroe around, and a little different this year.
Here is the kickoff, and that squig kick gathered up and onto the knees. That'll stop
the clock.
All the action. Not quite the same as the pros, where you pick up the ball and down after you've been on your knees or forearms and get to keep going. So the Mavericks not able to get a return out of that kick. Will start 1st and 10 on their own 32. Have yet to cross midfield. All the action has been on the Maverick, of the Maverick offense anyway, has been on the Maverick side of the football field. And you just get a funny feeling they've got one or two big plays in them. But we have yet to see that tonight. We got a timeout here.
Something going on there with his uniform, I think.
And they are taking Tyler Larson out of the game. And we'll try to see if, and they're not attending to him. They're pointing to his face mask, but they're not attending to him. There's no trainers or anyone as a play action. And here's the pass over the middle, knocked down. Caden Keithley with the pass defense. The pass intended for Hussein Almayahi. And Ali got down there, did a great job of defense.
That was dangerous. He steps out of that pocket, out of his protection, and because his protection is breaking down, and then he goes and throws it. He's had a couple of really bad throws in that situation tonight already.
Keithley almost jumped that route, and that would have been a pick six.
Absolutely.
2nd down and 10 with the ball still on the 32-yard line. Moen will go under center, and he'll put a man in motion straight ahead. Goes the ball carrier. That is one more time Caleb Moniz, and he will pick up 2, but that'll bring up again another 3rd and long. So Mavericks doing a good job at grinding out some short yardage and picking up 2, 3, sometimes 4 yards in every run, but they really lack that one strike that can get them 10, 12, 14 yards plus.
That last play was kind of curious. Their man in motion just went deep backwards. I just don't understand what he was doing.
Back to pass now, and nowhere to run to. And sacked in the backfield. And the Panthers still putting the hurt on as Jordan Purser, 5'7" and $150, Looks like he was twice that size. Puts the hurt on the quarterback, and a sack will bring up 4th and 16. Everybody getting into the backfield that's wearing a red jersey.
Yep, and a timeout call by Snohomish. They must want to put another one in the end zone. We got plenty of time.
2:28 to go, and if you're the Mavericks right now, you want every bit of that 2:28 off the clock so you can get into the tunnel and into the locker room and regroup on what has been a miserable first half of football. Nothing has gone right on offense. Nothing has gone right on defense. And they're certainly a much better football team than we've seen so far.
Well, I got to tell you, you know, when you take the wind out of their sails right away in the game, right, and they've made a couple of small mistakes, but yet it cost them. I think that at this level, sometimes it's hard to recover from that.
Going for it first or 4th down, well inside your own territory. Had the first down, close. Got a couple times where you were in next to a first down, but just couldn't quite push it across. A lot of activity in the backfield. There's some hot pursuit on the punter, and that will be taken in and dropped for a loss after a great punt. The Mavericks have a stand to make now to try to keep the damage to a minimum with 2:20 to go. We'll see what the Panthers can do. Scared me a little bit. I'm not sure what that was, Todd.
That's our Halloween little. We didn't play it all the way out.
A flea flicker, man open, and it is picked off at the 20. The Mavericks on the run back here and tackled at the 35 and brought down with some authority, but an outstanding job at getting back on the flea flicker. Mason Vaughn with the pick for the Mavericks and new life with 2:08 to go.
Wow, that was good. I gotta see that again. Here we go.
He got all the way back. 2 men open deep, but not enough on the ball. Underthrew the ball. Straley not able to get it over the top. And Vaughn right there knew exactly what he had to do. Steps in front and runs it back 25 yards to the 36. Back to pass and a long flag route, and it is in and out of the intended receivers, and a penalty flag is down. Colton Walsh, the intended receiver, got mixed up on that far side by defensive back Hunter Philibom, the junior for the Panthers. And we'll see what the indication is here. And they are marching back the, they are going to give him a PI. Pass interference will bring it for the first time across midfield with just over 2 minutes to play for the Mavericks. So maybe something going here. Got a big first down on the pass interference. There you saw a little push off.
I think maybe if he would have kept his eye on the ball just a little bit more, he could have caught that on the way to the ground. That's what it looks like from here anyway.
Yeah, Moen on the shotgun will now keep it himself and finds himself turned around on a do-si-do, heading back the other direction before he's tackled for loss, a loss of 3. Unrelenting is the big red machine of the Snohomish Panther defense.
You know, it almost looks like a miscommunication between the quarterback and the offensive line, because I got to tell you that even if your blocking is breaking down, the quarterback should be able to read what direction that's going, right? And it just seems like he steps right in the middle of that red pack every time.
2nd down and 15, big loss on the keeper. And Moen now hollering out instructions. Will go into the shotgun formation. Monias behind them, twins on the near side, twins on the far side. 4 receivers back to pass, into the pocket, steps up, long throw, has a man open, had 2 men open. And the intended receiver was Vaughn, who wanted a call, but I think the officials made the right decision here. Nobody really was in the way, and he kind of got tripped up on his own feet.
I think that was kind of a soccer flop there.
And that'll bring up a big 3rd down and 15. Moen has a bullet and a gun.
Boy, he does too.
He can wail back and throw that thing.
Now, is he a senior?
Moen is a senior.
There's so many young guys in the league this year that it's always interesting to see the juniors play, because you know next year you're going to see them.
Moen now on 3rd down, hollering out one more time, has 4 receivers back to pass, will step up into the pocket, has plenty of room and a man open, a little bit of a duck, but a catch down inside the 10, touchdown Mavericks.
Wow. Now that was how you're supposed to do it. You see how he stepped through that? Yes.
And guess who? Samuel Liebier, who atoned for an error early on, hauls in the long pass. A 47-yard strike for the Mavericks. And we talk about big play football. There was one right there.
Yeah, that offensive line, that was the whole deal right there. They held their ground. They opened a little hole up. The quarterback stepped through it, and he just threw it. That's perfect. That's classic. That's textbook.
Moen indicating that the Maverick offense would like to go for 2 to help out the safety on the other side, and now a timeout, as things just didn't quite look right to the senior Hunter Moen as he stepped to the line. And it was Snohomish that took the timeout.
They didn't like that going for 2. They didn't think they were ready. See, now they bring 25 back in.
Take a couple of the big men out. Snohomish.
Let's look at this touchdown one more time here.
Moen able to step up in that pocket. That pocket actually developed that time, and it is an absolutely perfect strike over the top. Beating the defense behind the defensive backfield. Liebier, 47 yards.
I wonder what was different on that one, because Snohomish was just crushing that pocket all night so far.
Wow, and if that pocket develops like that and Moen is given enough time, things could change in a hurry. And on the timeout, the Mavericks switch up their decision and go with the PAT, the conventional way, and put a 7 spot on the board. Snohomish 30, Meadowdale 7. 51 seconds to go here, 2nd quarter. We're just before the half. Stick with us.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Here you go.
The wind really picking up now at Veterans Memorial, but you wouldn't be able to tell after that long ball that just was thrown out of the hands of Hunter Moen. That thing, not a wobbler at all.
Yeah, that was right on target.
Right on target, yep. Rain has subsided a bit, but you can tell by looking at the crowd and the Snohomish faithful below us that everyone diving for blankets and jackets and gotten a bit brisk. And a little bit of a squib kick for the Mavericks with 50 seconds to go, and a great return so far. A little daylight finally brought down, and Vandergrind at 5'9" looks every bit of about 6'2", as he takes 2 and 3 would-be tacklers with him. Great job, young man. Holy smoke.
I think the Mavericks have dug a pretty good hole here, though. It's not going to be easy.
Not going to be easy, but if you've got a big play background and you're not afraid to shoot long, and that pocket stays available for mowing, things could change in a hurry. That one skipped off the turf right in front of the intended receiver, Jacob Brandvold. Brandvold not able to get the cleats dug in enough to dive back for that football as it skips clear, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. One of the rare miscues that this Panthers offense has had thus far in the ball game, Todd. They have been a machine.
Boy, they have been too. Everything was kind of working their way.
Trips here right in front of us on the right-hand side, but they'll hand the ball off straight away. It's Larson, guess who? Takes 2, 3, and 4 Maverick tacklers to bring him down, and a pickup of 8 near the 1st down marker. They'll give him 9 yards on the scamper. It'll bring up 3rd and short and into the hurry-up offense with 22 seconds to go. Panthers would like nothing more than to put another one home, and that one miscue skips off the tennis shoes of Vandergrind, who I think was looking for the long ball.
Well, hurry up means that you have to know what the play is. Because if you hurry up too fast, then you send the players out there and they're thinking one play and the other's thinking the other play.
Straley went short, Vandergrind went long. Brings up 4th and 1. Clock stopped at 17 seconds to go before the half. And the Panthers will choose to call their last time out. Might as well be sure about things. You don't want an error here, and you have a miscommunication on a pass play, and it goes the other way. Things get pretty interesting when the teams break out of the locker room to start this 2nd half. You bet. You betcha. Be careful, be sure in this last 17 seconds, says Joey Hammer. He's been involved in enough winning football over his short 2-year stint not to make these kind of mistakes. And it really wouldn't even be a mistake if he just decided to put it in the hands of Larson one more time, whether you pick up the 1st down or not.
Yeah, Larson can carry half the defense with him, so, you know, create just a small hole, and you just don't know what's going to happen.
One receiver will put a man in motion and hand it off. Here we come around the end. Picked up in the backfield, tries to jump across, picks up the 1st down. Brandvold comes out of that left-hand wide receiver spot, as you can tell, and is able to get across midfield with 11 seconds, count at 10. They're going to maybe get off one more play here, and that'll be it, and they're going to have to hurry to do it. Finally backpedaling now, a long throw, and it'll be picked off. Picked off, but no damage done as the clock winds to 0. And the Mavericks, Tanner Query, the defensive back, picks up the pick as the teams head into the locker room, but that will end the 1st half of play. All Snohomish, 30-7. We'll come back after halftime with some highlights. We hope you'll join us. More football on the way. You're watching Friday Night Lights on STSPN.
It's like a loot machine. All around town, trying to get down. It's like a loot machine.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Hey, sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the Wesco Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on WescoAthletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making WescoAthletics.com the place to view official schedules, scores, standings, photos for all the schools and all the sports in the Wesco Conference. Check out WescoAthletics.com, the official website of the Wesco Conference.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Welcome back to this STSPN presentation of Wesco Conference Sports. Friday Night Lights, it's the Snohomish Panthers and the Meadowdale Mavericks tied for first atop the Wesco South Conference 3A. Actually, with a score just in, Edmonds Woodway 49-7 winners over the Everett Seagulls. For now, occupy that top spot in the Wesco, and that may not last too long as you look at the score. Snohomish 30, Meadowdale 7. Meadowdale will be kicking to the Panthers here in the second half as the rain falling in front of us at Veterans Memorial Stadium. 51 degrees and scattered clouds to start this thing off. And now we've got a bit of a wind. It's into the 40s. And rain showers will continue to be in the forecast for the remainder of this game. So does that take the passing game out? We'll find out here. But not a lot of passing so far, Todd. It's been mostly a run affair. And the leading rusher is the Snohomish Panthers' number 22, Tyler Larson. And the senior has been rock solid out of the backfield for the Panthers. Has only 7 points on the touchdown in the 1-yard run there in the second half, or excuse me, the second quarter. Everything got started on the Gaffney 3-yard run after a 4 and out, and an interesting turnover on downs rather, after an interesting 4th and let's go for it was called right in the first possession, only in the 28-yard line of Mavericks, and they had a chance not overthrew, but in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Samuel Liebier. Will get his revenge later in the ball game, but that was a tough spot because it gave great field position to the Panthers, and Gaffney able to capitalize on it with a 3-yard run to make it 7-0. In the second possession, backed into their own end zone, a safety would make it 9-0-9 in favor of the Panthers, and then after a 4 and out by the Mavericks, quarterback Straley with some more great field position and marching right down the field under the legs of Straley and Larson, was able to run 7 yards off the left-hand side to make it 16-0 in favor of Snohomish. And then switching sides, the field, things got a little better for the Panthers, or excuse me, for the Mavericks, but not much. 7 plays and a punt would set up the Larson long drive by the Panthers, and a 1-yard run would make it 23-0 in favor of the Cats. And then finally, after a Vandergrind 7-yard run of himself would put it 30-0, Liebier was able to atone for his mistake early on and was able to catch a 47-yard Mohin pass right before the half to at least get on the board and make it 7-30. So here we are. Edmonds Woodway already a win. Right now they would be the title holders in the 3A South, pending the outcome of this game. Snohomish looks like they are in charge. Should they win, they have already beaten Edmonds Woodway a couple of weeks ago, 24-14. So that puts them in the driver's seat. They would play Marysville Pilchuck. Mariner and Cascade, that game is in the books. 45-28, Mariner over Cascade in the win there. The only other score we've got is that Lake Stevens juggernaut up in the north end. 42-0 over Jackson, second quarter, right before the half. So Vikings not stopping at all. Here's the second half kickoff, and it is a great 20-yard return up to the, let's call it the 38-yard line, the 37-yard line up on the scoreboard.
I see where the Glacier Peak allowed the first 3 touchdowns in 7 minutes.
Yow.
Yeah, that was that.
You imagine there's a turnover in there somewhere, a pick 6, maybe a fumble.
Something, but you know, so they've come back, got 3 points. It's 18-3
at Monroe.
Yep. So they've held them now since that first 7 minutes.
You talk about digging yourself a hole. Wow. That's tough to come out of. Here's the Larson handoff straight ahead. And this time coming out with a little more vim and vigor is that Meadowdale Maverick defense, and they put a stop to that nonsense. 2 yards and a pile of dirt. It'll bring up 8 yards to go. So we'll see how the Mavericks adjust. They've got a long uphill battle to wage in this contest, but they've got 24 minutes to do it, so we'll see what they can bring. There's the Larson handoff one more time into the backfield. Brings up 1 defensive back, now 2, now 3 more. Mavericks, and as well executed as a defense to stop the A gap on the first handoff. Not so good on the second. A huge pickup. And into Meadowdale territory goes Larson one more time, the workhorse getting it done.
Man, the guy can just keep moving his legs, keep moving his feet. He just bowls his way forward.
Straley in the shotgun formation, has Larson behind him. Of course, it's a Larson handoff, and then nowhere to go. First man there for the Mavericks was, I saw number 40. I don't know that that is correct. Let me, saw a number of Mavericks in there. I believe that's 48, maybe Saul Hernandez, the linebacker, only a sophomore. I believe that's who it was. Here is the handoff one more time. This time 3 yards on the second down carry. And a new ball carrier, Vandergrind. Great 1-2 punch. You got the power, the big lug of Tyler Larson, a tough guy to drop down. Then you've got the quickness, the speed, the first step of Vandergrind. And those two playing well off each other. 3rd down and 5 now. He'll go back to Vandergrind. No, that's Larson. Larson on the carry will be well short of the first down. 3 yards to go brings up 4th down, and the rain really coming down now. You can see in front of you on the screen. And the wind picking up. The flag was barely even a blip when we started. Now is about as stiff and outright as you can get. Handoff on 4th down. Up near the line to gain. Now a penalty flag in the backfield. And out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Everybody fooled on that. As Larson on the keeper, and they do not. I did not have a penalty flag. Sorry, I thought I saw one come out.
I think they must have thought they saw somebody come out too, because it's like they stopped running.
Yeah, whether somebody heard a whistle, I thought I had seen a penalty flag, but you don't stop until everybody's done. But that end around on the bootleg fooled everyone. Straley able to go all the way around the left-hand side for another big pickup. On 4th down, here's the handoff. And a pickup of 8. Gaffney, Caden Gaffney on the carry, and the sophomore getting into the ball game and getting his tough punches in.
They really work great against that, with that offensive line. They just follow those blockers right up through the. It's great.
2nd down and 3. Nice long sustained drive for the Panthers. Meadowdale needing a stop. There's Larson one more time into the pile. Bounces off 1, bounces off 2, and drives himself forward to the 5. Not afraid of contact, not afraid to mix it up with the defenders.
Tackle from number 59, Isaiah Gomez.
I think they have to go for the legs on that guy, because he'll carry it.
Yeah, you can't tackle high. You're gonna have to do some fundamental stop and rally here, because it's gonna take 2 or 3 guys to bring him down at this rate. Once he gets ahead of steam. 1st down. And goal to go. 2 in the backfield. They'll hand it off one more time to Larson. Spins out of trouble, and then finally brought down. And just as you mentioned, Todd, it took a leg tackle by Isaiah Gomez, the senior, to keep him from twisting out of trouble.
Yep. When they hit him high, it just doesn't even affect them.
2nd down, goal to go with the ball on the 3, and a keeper. And a great job of snuffing that one out. Isaiah Gomez one more time. He's getting it done for the Mavericks on defense. You're going to have to go off the left-hand side if you want to avoid that gentleman.
Inside the 1-yard line is
Gomez on 2 straight stops keeps the Panthers out of the end zone. 3rd down.
Well, they got about a foot to go. Looks like it.
Yeah, about a yard. Larson behind Straley. And Larson gets the handoff and drags 2 and 3. Mavericks into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers.
Get him high again. Watch this.
Take a look at this. Straley with the handoff straight ahead to Larson. 1, 2, 3, and finally 4 Mavericks, but it did not stop the Bulldog.
I think they're going to have a tackling clinic over there.
Tyler Larson with his second touchdown in this ball game, and awaiting the PAT. This one almost out of hand now, and it is up and it is through. Kyler Hammer with the PAT makes it 37-7 Snohomish, and Tyler Larson are rolling. We'll be back on STSPN.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back to the Tyler Larson Show here on STSPN.
Yes, it is.
2 touchdowns. And you look at the box score, you're going to see 2 one-yard runs with Tyler Larson's name next to him, but he has been the entire offense that the Snohomish Panthers have put up.
And he's ineligible.
Is that right?
He's had one already this year.
Okay, so we can't give him, cannot give him the MVP. All right, I thought
we try and spread the love around a little bit.
So ineligible, but nonetheless, we'll tip the
Workhorse.
hat. Nonetheless,
absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
As the first possession for the Panthers goes for 66 yards and a score. We'll see what the Mavericks can muster here on their first possession of the second half, with decent field position, with the ball on the 38-yard line.
They got to start taking some deep strikes now.
And you can imagine with the arm of Moen, that is a very real possibility, and it's whether this pocket can hold up long enough for him in order to get a man downfield to deliver. Under center goes the quarterback, and off to the the left-hand side goes the running back. Onias one more time. The senior picks up 1, maybe 2 yards. It'll bring up second down and 8 to go. Now, not a Meadowdale spot after that. They'll back it up a yard.
I thought the original spot was a little bit weak, but
boy, they really boomed it back after that. Right in front of us on the near hash mark. Moen goes back under center. Now he'll backpedal. 1, 2, 3-step drop. Now the pass over the top is well overthrown, and I'm not sure that everybody was on the same page on that one. The intended receiver was Justin Jackson, the senior, and Jackson shaking his head, looking over at the sideline, wondering what just happened there.
I think that he didn't look like he was set right either, the quarterback. He had to hurry that a little bit.
Third down and 8, which has been the familiar story for the Mavericks here on offense. 1 and maybe 2 yards after a couple of run attempts, and then you try to air it out to get the first down. Really have not done well. 1 first down on a pass, 1 on a penalty. And now Moen will roll out, ask for someone to go long, has a man open, and it is caught between 2 Snohomish defenders, and it will be that first down that has been so hard to find. And the same man that hauled in the last one, big play guy Colton Walsh. And he just went up and grabbed it in between the defender, as Moen, you can see him asking for the deep ball. And no one marked number 10. Great catch, even after the pop, holding on there.
Absolutely. And I like the direction from the quarterback too. He just waved him out. Get outside, I'm throwing it up.
40-yard pickup. Moen in the shotgun. Back to pass. Now he'll tech it under himself and off to the races. Now to the 10, to the 5, looking for the pylon. Touchdown, Mavericks.
Touchdown, Meadowdale.
Moen taking it himself. Very good coverage in the defensive backfield for the Panthers. And after the pocket disintegrated, Moen just takes it on himself. A missed tackle there, a missed tackle there, and then heading to that right pylon. And just inside, able to make the dive right there. Touchdown.
Oops, somebody's hurt. Can you see who that is out there?
And that might be the quarterback.
Yeah,
Moen.
I'm wondering. Let's take a look at this play again.
And he might have just landed funny. It is Moen as he gets up onto his backside. Might have been one of those just land on the ground funny as he dove in and knocked the wind out of himself. Not sure a Panther got there. And he kind of landed on the ball.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah. So they will breathe a sigh of relief as Moen bends over and takes another deep breath and will walk back with the trainers to his own bench, getting a fist bump from his head coach, James Harmon. And now he's bouncing up and down. Looks no worse for the wear over there. I think he just got the wind knocked out of him, Todd.
Boy, I tell you what, if I landed on a ball.
You and me both. As the PAT is good, and it is 37-14. Some signs of life from Meadowdale. They've got that big strike man ready to go, Colton Walsh. We'll see what the next possession will bring. We'll take a break.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Couple of scores for you here as we await the kickoff. Nothing really surprising at the half. Lake Stevens 56-0 over Jackson. And in the other side of the 3A in the north, Marysville Pilchuck 35-7. The advantage in the third quarter over the Arlington Eagles. And they will outright take the 3A North Division, awaiting what could be either the Panthers here, if they can hold on to this large lead, and every indication is they can, or they will play Edmonds Woodway for the 3A title in Wesco. So let's see here if I got any other scores. We already talked about the Woodway 49-7 winners over the Seagulls in their final game. Mariner 45-28 over Cascade. Glacier Peak still down in the third quarter, 18-3. And guess who?
But it hasn't gotten worse.
Hasn't gotten worse. I'm not sure that's a coaching philosophy, Todd. A first down one more time. The running game. All cylinders are firing for the Panthers. Into Meadowdale territory one more time. And here is the handoff. And Larson has a whole lot of running room, has a couple of blockers in front of him. Finally, two defensive backs for Meadowdale, Bloomquist
Flag was
and
ahead
Lee.
Of the play, so you'd think it's going to be on Snohomish.
Could have been a block in the back. We'll get the indication as Everybody is marching back to the original line of scrimmage, so I think you're right, Todd. That one will go against the Panthers. A very cleanly played game. Had one pass interference, one hold call, and now awaiting the indication, which I believe is a block in the back.
You know, Meadowdale
legal procedure call against the Panthers, so only 3 penalties so far.
The Meadowdale still rode them to the ground. And you know what? If they cannot fix that issue about getting 2 legs, they are not going to win very many football games here forward.
Can I have a piggyback ride, Todd?
Exactly.
Larson over the left-hand side has lots of daylight. Now, it isn't Larson. Let me pull that back and give you Caden Keithley. Is the ball carrier, and he will pick up the first down even after the penalty.
Okay, watch here.
Nobody picks him up, and he's got a whole head of steam. Yep, piggyback ride, and finally brings him down.
They're riding it. It's just not going to work.
Just inside the first down, and here comes another run. And here's the guy that,
look at that, see?
Able to get a touchdown under his belt already today. Vandergrind was able to get a score back in the second quarter on a 7-yard run and picks up about that on that ball, or excuse me, on that carry. Brings the ball down to the 29-yard line of Meadowdale.
But that wasn't half the yards in the previous play because they went for the legs.
Tight end now will switch sides. 1 in the back, 2 in the backfield, and deep into the backfield. And Vandergrind will get out of bounds and have it knocked free and a penalty flag after Vandergrind was able to get out of bounds. Mavericks continued the play. And that's just frustration. You're down 37-14. You need the ball back. You see how high that flag went?
Ref is,
I think he leads the league in height there.
Absolutely.
Can you play that back again?
Yeah, here we go.
Here's the play. Vandergrind over the right-hand side.
Oh, that was against Snohomish.
Somebody threw. Look at that. That almost got out of frame. Impressive flag throw.
Very impressive.
So now I'm not entirely sure. He had a hold. And then we will repeat first down. So in well past, must have been from the spot of the foul. So the foul right where Vandergrind went out of bounds. We'll bring it back to the original line of scrimmage. So we'll just re-rack 1st and 10 with the ball on the 34. Plenty of man in motion. A wing defense stopping everybody, and that time Keithley will go nowhere as Meadowdale able to get into the backfield.
Brought down by number 72, Chauncey again.
I think that was Cole Sargent on the stop. The kicker?
Yeah.
Might have had that wrong. I don't see him out there. Nonetheless, a great stop by the Mavericks. 2nd down and 13 to go. Back to pass. Man open deep and over the top. Touchdown, Panthers! A 39-yard bomb over the top. Jacob Branvold hauls in the Straley pass. 37-yard strike. Grind, 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 and then let it fly.
I think our cameraman's drinking his clock for that.
So that means we don't have the replay. Huh?
I'm so embarrassed.
Our apologies to Jacob Branvold on the replay there, but I can tell you he was able to get 3 strides beyond the furthest DB back on defense for the score. And that will make it 44-14 with the PAT tacked on. You're watching STSPN.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Snohomish has proved through the first half they're able to get it done on the ground, grinding out play after play under the legs of Straley, Larson, Vandergrind. And then, just as you thought you knew what was coming, it was a Straley long bomb, perfect pass to Brandville for 37 yards and the touchdown. And the Panthers have all but put the nail in the Maverick coffin here with 2:53 to go in the third quarter. Mavericks gotten some life. Once they were able to adjust midway through the second quarter, have pretty much equalized every touchdown that the Panthers have put up. Let's see, since the score, the Lieber catch over the top, matching 14-14. So a little too late. Had the defense been able to come together a little earlier, we wouldn't quite see this gap in the score as we see it now. Panthers antsy for that 3A outright Southwest Go title.
Marysville Getchell, 41, Shorewood 6 at the end.
Squib kick is gathered up. And the safety fall at the 30-yard line will bring in Hunter Moen. He's been successful, able to run in the last possession for 18 yards. A 40-yard strike, 40-plus yard strike to Colton Walsh set up that run. So able to get some yardage in the air, yardage on the ground. Although he did come up lane after the touchdown. We'll see how Moen is feeling here as he comes on to start this next possession.
I was hearing some kind of something in the background, and I was like, what is that noise? And I think it's the wind.
It's whistling. It's coming in hard. There's the handoff left. Onius picks up 2. And if the pattern has been holding, you'll get another run here and then a pass on third down. We'll see if the prognostication is valid. That seems to be what has happened so far. I have to tell you, coming into the ball game, Meyer Bracken, you got to look at him on this left-hand side. He has gotten some real push on that left-hand side. There's the pass, and it is well overthrown by 10 yards. The intended receiver, Mason Vaughn, he's been targeted 2 and 3 times down that left-hand side, so it makes you wonder if Harmon's staff is seeing something over there that they want to exploit. The defensive back for the Panthers on that side is James Williamson, a senior, and has really matched Vaughn stride for stride up that left-hand seam. And we'll see what 3rd down and 7 brings. Moen, play action. Now he'll go to that side, and it is caught. And still on his feet, but short of the first down. And one more time, targeting Vaughn. This time the catch is successful, but short of the first down.
47-yard line.
And with 2 minutes to go, actually a minute 59 to go here in the third quarter, 4th down and about a yard Do you go for it if you're Meadowdale?
You do.
I don't think you've got much of a choice.
Absolutely not. It's not even a guess.
If you went through it for it with only 20, 30 yards with your back to your own end zone on 4th down to start your opening drive, you're probably going for it here. Play action, bootleg, rolling out, now rolling back to the other side. And nowhere to go, and run down by Will Dodd. 6'2" senior in straight pursuit, ends that 4th down and sets up perfect field position. And you can tell right there, he came busting through the line.
Let's see if we can figure out how to bring Steve Willits into our live broadcast. Let me see if I can make this work here. Pretty slick technology, but it doesn't always work that great.
Well, if there's a guy that can do it, it's my broadcast partner, Todd Elvey. I got the faith, and now the wind really picking up now. Wind coming right into our face here as the handoff straight away. Vandergrind finally drug down. And the Maverick defense is just getting bullied now. Inside the red zone one more time. 1st and goal with the ball on the 9-yard line. 44-14, the game really never in question. From the opening drive, a little misplay by the Mavericks, one mistake, and after that, it's been all Panthers. Ryan Cote, new ball carrier, the senior, getting his shot, getting a couple carries, picks up 3 himself.
Yeah, that's the wind in the background. It's funny because I can hear it. It's like there's a some kind of a flaw in the audio.
Straley into the shotgun. We'll put Trips right in front of us here on the right side. Sole man in the backfield in the bubble screen. They'll fire it off. It is caught, a spin move and into the end zone. Touchdown! Panthers one more time. A 7-yard catch. Jervin Vienna, a senior. Vienna 7 yards. Everybody getting involved now. Jervin Vienna. Second in a row now through the air for the Panthers, and the PAT makes it 51-14. Everything going right for the big black cats on their home turf tonight. And we will take a timeout here on STSPN. Snohomish are drooling now for that West Coast South title.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Back at Veterans Memorial Stadium with 21 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, Snohomish well in front of the Mavericks of Meadowdale, 51-14 on STSPN. And Mavericks have got a long grind here in the last 12 and change. Tough to do in high school to pick up 30 points in a quarter.
That is correct. Starts sounding like, well, if you would have caught the pass, it would have been a touchdown.
And one more time, the squib kick really causing all sorts of difficulty for the Maverick returners. Once you get that knee down, you're done. crossover games beginning next week. And if everything stays the way we anticipate them to stay here in this ball game, it'll be Snohomish playing Marysville-Pilchuck.
Now, do they have 2 games at Edmonds?
Next week or this week? This week they do, yes. Let me grab that schedule. So the early game was a 49-7 win by Edmonds Woodway, and then Mount Lake Terrace hosting Cedar Crest in the late affair in the 2A. And there's the pass over the middle, a man wide open for the Mavericks.
Ouch.
Ball incomplete.
Hussein Al-Mayahi, a.k.a. Ali, right there with a halo of daylight around him, and the ball nowhere to be found. And you hit him, you've got some running room with nobody between you and the end zone. Short pass, but would have been a long run.
I think the quarterback, he's getting his steps in today. They were chasing him in backfield right there again.
Moen now, play action fake, back on the 3-step drop. Now he has to chase, now runs into the pick. And coming the other way on the interception and into the end zone, touchdown. Snohomish making it painful. Keithley on the board with the pick 6. Ouch.
I think that puts us into a running clock.
57-14. Look at all the different scores for Snohomish. Gaffney, Straley, Larson, Vandergrind. Larson one more time. Okay, so give him 2. He's been working awful hard. Branvold, Vienna, and Keithley. Good luck giving the game ball away, Coach. That's a tough one. What a great job of preparation for this ball game by the Snohomish Panthers. They have countered everything that the Mavericks have been trying to do, and it's all come from that front 4 push on defense for the Panthers. They've been able to get right into the backfield and make just havoc for the Hunter Moen passing game.
Yeah, no, they just, once they were on fire early in that first quarter, they just haven't taken their foot off the gas.
That will end the third quarter of play on the pick 6, 58-14. We'll stay right here on STSPN.
I think it must have ended a minute ago. Back on the field. Of course, I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at trying to bring Steve Willits in.
Steve Willits, of course, the voice of the Hawks at Mount Lake Terrace in the late game over at Edmonds Woodway Stadium.
Oh, that's probably why he's not doing it. Why he's not calling or chiming in.
He is the master
of ceremonies.
Of the ceremonies and of bracketology. I mean, he knows everything about how all these crossover games work, how the RPI system works, how quantum mechanics works.
He is the mayor.
And there's the run back, and the Mavericks will start 1st and 10 with the ball on their own 23-yard line.
Yep, clock's not stopping.
Takes it to the 27-yard line.
We should have ourselves a very quick fourth quarter. And we've got to come up with a couple of Adrenaline Sports fundraising MVP player of the game, Todd. We've got to come up with one of those. We've got to come up with a hog. I think I've got a good idea who I want to christen there. Yeah, I got a good idea on that one. We won't tip our hand too early on that, but I think I got that one in the bag. MVP is going to be, or player of the game is going to be a little harder. There's the bubble screen. Left-hand side, broken a tackle and a gain of 6.
Mason Vaughn with the reception.
Mason Vaughn has had a good game for the Mavericks. Another target for him. He picks up 9. They actually call it 2nd and 2 on the scoreboard. It's a short 2.
Steve's responding now.
Moen now will go bubble screen on the other side. That is caught. And that'll be the pickup of the first down. And I think you may, whether the flag was thrown or not, I saw the same thing you did, Todd. And they will move the sticks with the clock down now to 10 minutes. So that's a quick 2 minutes gone by on the clock here in the 4th quarter. Nobody likes to end the game with the clock running, but when you're getting your hat handed to you, the rain is pouring down, the wind's gusting at 15, 20 miles an hour, you're bruised and battered, maybe that isn't such a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think Meadowdale is, at this point, is against that running clock.
Moen will let it fly, trying to come back for the ball, and an incomplete pass. I believe that was Vaughn one more time. He is asking for the penalty.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
And usher in a 3A South title. And they await Marysville Pilchuck for the South 3A Wesco Championship game. That one ought to be a doozy.
That will be a doozy.
That will be a fun ball game. Both teams have
at Marysville.
They have played each other before, and it was a tough one. They opened up the game back on the season up on September 6th. Marysville Pilchuck with a 17-14 win over the Panthers. A lot of distance between that game and where we are right now at the end of the regular season. And of course, everything stacks up for that seeding to try to get into a good position for and host a regional and then eventually on to state. You see the rain continue to plummet and pound Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's whipping down here. Of course, let's see what it sounds like. The Panthers very happy to see everyone jostling. The band is still moving the drum line, still getting it on down there on the track, even though they're getting just beat up by the rain.
Come on.
We are awaiting our two players to come up from the locker room, assuming that we were able to grab them.
Well, we did a twofer. We sent down our crack intern, Sarah, and we also went next door and talked to their coach and said, hey, radio down there and tell them to come on up here. So we'll see what happens.
Well,
of course, I haven't seen the crack intern. She might have been run over. And
that was a mighty happy mob of red jerseys coming over to the stands.
I would have to say.
And rightfully so. Recap the scoring for you. It started with Meadowdale going for it on 4th down on their own 40 or 28-yard line. That would be failed attempt, and after that it only took a couple of plays and Gaffney was able to take a 3-yard run into the end zone to make it 7-0. Meadowdale still struggling back up against their own end zone, and quarterback Hunter Moen was not able to get rid of the football before he was downed in the end zone for a safety, and that would make it 9-0 Panthers. Another kick on the punt after the safety. And Straley, the quarterback, would run in for 7 yards on the score to make it 16-0. And that would end the first quarter of play. After 7 yards and a punt, by far the best possession for the Mavericks thus far. A very, very good drive by the Panthers would take it about 60 yards the other way for a Larson 1-yard run into the end zone. Larson doing a lot of work, getting a lot of carries. He would take it in for the score 23-0 at that point early on in the second quarter. Then Vandergrind, number 3, he was the slasher, the dasher, and the complete complement to the Larson bruising running game. Would take it around right end to the pylon side, a 7-yard run rather, 0-30 would be the score at that point in time with the home team well in charge. And finally the Mavericks able to muster some offense, getting a couple of good looks, and finally Lieber able to get behind the defense, and Hunter Mullen would find him for 47 yards over the top, and the run into the end zone would make it 7:30 right before the break, with the Panthers still on the move. Meadowdale looked a lot better when they came out at halftime. However, the defense still struggling to make tackles, as Todd had mentioned, and Larson, again, after a nice drive, was able to go in for his second touchdown in as many attempts, a 1-yard run. 37-7 Panthers at that point, and the final score for Meadowdale would come right after that, after a good drive and a long 40-yard catch on a pass to Colton Walsh would set up the Moen keeper on an 18-yard run over the right-hand end all the way to the pylon, dove just inside to make it a touchdown on the keeper, 37-14. Branvold, a 37-yard catch. Vienna, a 7-yard catch. That would make it 44 and 51. And then Keithley with the pick six going the other way after a broken play. Moen with two interceptions on the night. That one a costly one. That would bring us to our final 58-14. Meadowdale able to get a good drive in toward the end of the game, but ran out of clock. And that's where things would stop right there on the scoreboard, 58-14. Still awaiting our Adrenaline Sports Fundraising Player of the Game. We'll take another break on STSPN. Don't go anywhere.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
There's your final 58-14 in the rain, in the misery, the muck. This is why we have artificial turf here in the Great Pacific Northwest for days exactly like this. Because I can't imagine being the grounds crew and trying to come out at night after night after conditions in which you're just tearing up football fields like nobody's business. And of course, practices day in and day out here at Veterans Memorial would make things quite tough. And we're still awaiting one more gasp to try to find our Adrenaline Sports Fundraising Player of the Game. And our hog of the game, a great lineman that has done a fantastic job on the night. And I know I'm glancing over here at our executive producer, color commentator, technical director, and T-shirt wrangler, Todd Elvig, to see what we're going to do here if we don't get a body up into the booth. It's not looking good. So do we just, do you want to just say it out loud? And so here's where we're going with this. We are not able to get our player of the game again and our hog of the game, but I'm going to tell you who they are. We'll let the cat out of the bag. Senior Jacob Brandvold will be our Adrenaline Sports fundraising player of the game. The senior doing a fantastic job hauling in a catch over the top for 37 yards, and has also had a couple of great catches before that to sustain drives. And here he is jumping right out in front of us. Mr. Brandvold, and we're still looking for our hog of the game, but while we've got Jacob, we're going to go ahead and put the cans on and get this done. Without, why don't you step on forward a little bit? So you're moist. You're a little bit wet down there.
Yeah, it was a wet one.
Yeah, Keith Nealy up here with our Adrenaline Sports fundraising player of the game. And Jacob Brandvold, a touchdown on the night, a 37-yard haul. Let's talk about that first. You were able to work your way behind the defense, and after that it was all pay dirt.
Yeah, it was just a great ball, and I was going up there, and it was raining, so I went down, and I think you saw it on camera. I bobbed it a little bit and just pinned it to my leg, and then, I was just lucky to come down with it.
You guys came into this one, you game planned extremely well. It was never in doubt after that first defensive stop, and we'll get to our hog of the game here in a moment right behind us. But tell us a little bit about the plan coming in. You guys obviously had a method, and it happened on defense to start with, and the offense just really never stopped.
Yeah, our offense just kept it the same like we do all year. We just pounded it, ran it with the boys. And then our defense, we were playing, you could probably see we were playing super aggressive. We had almost everyone on the line and just man defense on the outside, and we were just trying to play super aggressive, and it worked out tonight.
You guys had a heck of a job spreading the love around. I think I counted at one point in time we had, and that was before the Keithley pick, I think you had 7 different people involved in scoring. And a lot of that comes from the run game, and you guys set it up extremely well. Talk about it a little bit. We got Meyer Bracken here. He's our hog of the game, by the way. He's the guy doing it both on offense and defense, because I know you play a lot of offense.
Yeah.
You're a lot of responsibility up front making these guys cook.
Yep.
But you got a couple of awesome stops, couple for loss in the backfield. Let's talk about offense first. You guys ran and pounded day in and day out. How did it feel up front?
Well, it felt great. We every day at practice, our coach tells us, the main thing that everybody wants to know about Snohomish is that we run the ball, and that it doesn't change this year. Everybody's saying, we lost all these guys. Well, he says that we should just keep pounding it in, and it doesn't matter how many guys we lose, because we'll keep the same tradition every single year. We'll keep pounding it in.
You were deep in the backfield in the linebacking core. I saw in a couple of plays on a couple of our replays, leading the charge for Larson.
Yeah.
Tyler Larson, that dude was hard to drag down, but when you're out front knocking 2 and 3 bodies out in front of him, tell me about how that feels when you got a guy like that coming up behind you.
Well, every time that you get 2 or 3 guys, you know that he's always going to truck through one guy. So as long as you get, the guys in front of you, it can be like a 15, 20-yard gain if you just get a couple guys away from him, and he just makes that nice, crisp run up the middle, and it feels great, Yeah.
Everybody involved in this offense. Let's go back to offense just a little bit. I only counted 3 drives that stalled. Is that, you guys have struggled. You had 2 losses coming out of the gate to start the season, 2 very tough opponents. You've obviously got some momentum now.
Yep.
Let's look for, how is your offense? How do you feel heading into Marysville-Pilchuck? Because that's going to be a dandy.
Oh, yeah, we feel great because the first game we had a few guys out, and but now we got everyone back, and we're just rolling right now. And the whole system, we added a lot more than the first game. We got a lot more to go, and we just got a whole bunch of weapons, and we're ready to go.
All the way to Bellevue last year, Myron. Myron, do you feel like this is the same group? Do you feel like it's going to have the same path? that you were on a mighty fine path last year. What does this one feel like? What does it feel like this year?
Well, I feel better actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if we come out and do what we need to do, and we come off and play the game that we play usually, I think that we'll do as good or even better than last year's team.
3A South champs. You got one more to go for the outright 3A championship. Congratulations on a great win, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our Adrenaline Sports fundraising player of the game, Jacob Brandvold, touchdown tonight, 37-yard haul and a catch. He had a couple of great catches tonight. Our hog of the game, Meyer Bracken, both on offense and on defense. Let's get the shirts up. I'm getting told that I am neglecting my duties here. There's a hog. I see the picture on the front of that one. Here is a winner of a MVP of the game award, our Adrenaline Sports fundraising. We'll look for the picture. I don't know if we get a flash or not, but nonetheless, we're good to go. Gentlemen, congratulations. A well-played ball game. Again, 58-14. We're going to end it right here on STSPN. Your next couple of games you've got to play up at Marysville Pilchuck.
Yep.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And hope we'll have you back here on STSPN.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Congratulations. Good night. For Todd Elvig, Sarah Elvig, appreciate all the help. Everybody directing traffic down on the field. We'll see you next time.